So finally we have reached Bengaluru after traveling close to 660 kilometers from Kanyakumari, non-stop driving in the Tata Punch EV. Actually, I've been driving the Tata Punch EV for 24 hours of time, and this is the distance how much I have covered, 1064 kilometers from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad. And after charging is the first charging point, and right now I reached the second charging point, and the battery is 11%. From the 88% we have started, and right now 11%, and 316 kilometers we have traveled so far. So as you can see, the efficiency is like really very good, 97 watt-hour per kilometer efficiency. And since I'm trying to drive continuously non-stop, I need to fresh up. So that's why I'm trying to use the BP gas, like petrol station. And at the time of like charging also, I'm trying to have my breakfast. And after a long time, I'm having the Tamil Nadu sambar. Finally, it's a break time. Yeah, chai time. The time is around like 5 o'clock. And in the Tamil Nadu, I have seen this Relax fast charging DC networks next to the highways. So I did not try to use them, but I just saw multiple of them like in the white color. Hello everyone, welcome back to my part 2 video of Kanyakumari to Hyderabad. So right now the time is like around 6 o'clock in the morning, and I traveled close to like 270 kilometers. In the stop one I charged it till 88%. And so for 270 kilometers I have traveled, and still I got like 23% of the battery left. And make sure to watch my part 1 video from Kanyakumari when I started. And so far I traveled like 491 kilometers from Kanyakumari to till now, and I got 42 kilometers of distance to cover. And from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad I'm taking total of 4 charging points, like 4 charging stops before Madurai, Dharmapuri, and after the Bengaluru and Kurnool, and then Hyderabad. So this will be my complete charging stops during this journey. So mostly I'm trying to do like 300 kilometers of stretch for every charging to charging point. That's how I'm kind of managing, like 270 to 300, 250 to 300. That is my overall range will be there. And still I got like 42 kilometers for the charging station 2. Second stop I'm trying to keep, and still I did not have the breakfast. So maybe at the time of charging the car, then I'm gonna have the breakfast. So that will definitely save some time. But the morning sunrise was really beautiful, like yeah, while traveling. Even in the Kanyakumari I did like the sunrise and sunset. The views are so much amazing in this route. So finally we have crossed 500 kilometers of mark from Kanyakumari to till now. The time is like 6:40. Yesterday night I was started around like 8 p.m. and still I got distance like 750 kilometers to cover, as you can see. So right now we got like 25 kilometers left for the charging station. So 500 kilometers including one charging point, like one charging stop you have taken on the journey. And after the charging point, even I did sleep for a couple of like maybe for 45 minutes. I did take the break also, 30 to 45 minutes of time slept in the charging point. So overall, so far the efficiency is also really good during this journey at this moment, not bad. So for the efficiency, you can see 96, we are getting 96 watt-hour, 97 and 96 watt-hour per kilometer. That's what the efficiency right now. So which is definitely pretty good. And so far like 12 kilometers left for the charging station. That's it, not bad. And because of the morning, there has been traffic has also increased at this moment, and the speeds also has tried to increase. But mostly in my trip, I will always maintain below 100 AEC. Only then it is possible for me to cover like 300 kilometers and keep the buffer of like 20, 15, 10% as a buffer. So that is the main reason why it's kind of possible for me most of my trips, keeping this kind of buffer zone. So and always maintaining that below 100 AEC will also help. That is only possible because of the light foot pedal, like light foot acceleration, not like hard acceleration. That's what I do most of the time. So surprisingly, there has been traffic right now on the way in the morning time. It's a kind of complete red zone. So I think there must be some kind of road construction, and there is only one line allowed. I think that might be the reason why this kind of congestion did happen right now. So we are kind of anyway near the charging station, and still we got range of like 68 kilometers of range left, which is not bad. And without any region, like if you try to use a level 3 region also, the speed car will go at like 6 speed, 7 speed. Okay, it's not like complete brake, level 3 region. So do not think like that. It will act as a brake. And finally, we are kind of close to the charging station. This is a charging 2. So charging stop 2 near the Dharmapuri. So far we have traveled close to like 525 kilometers from Kanyakumari. And this is a charging stop 2. And this is a BPCL charging point, which I again selected the same kind of charging, like the same petrol station, BPCL only most of the time. And 314 kilometers we have traveled, okay, from stop 1 to stop 2, 314 kilometers. So we charged around like 88% in the stop 1, and right now 12% is a battery. And we travel 314 kilometers. And yeah, finally we are at the BPCL petrol station, and I think I should be able to see the charging station. Yeah, there is a charging station. No car is charging at this moment. That's a good thing. So we can get all the full power. But this is kind of, I think, 30 kilowatt charger. I wanted selected this 30 kilowatt charger so that I can take a proper rest. And these are statistics: 316 kilometers, 11% battery. And we started with the 88% from stop 1, and right now stop 2 we reached with 11%. Efficiency is 97 watt hour per kilometer efficiency, which is also very good. And so far 523 kilometers. Still I got 700 kilometers left for Hyderabad to cover, as you can see, guys. So this is a 30 kilowatt charger, and right now I'm going to charge. So most of the time I'm trying to use a static application only, because I did take the membership in the static. And right now with the membership there is no platform fee, but at this moment I'm making the video like at the time there is a platform fee added. For example, this is a BPCL, right? eDrive. So if you're trying to use other chargers in the static application, there is a platform fee applicable. But right now at this moment it is not applicable. There's not charging if you try to take the membership. So membership will cost like 249 rupees. With that, so you get like 10% off plus 5% cashback in terms of the coins. So total like 15% off you are getting on the charging. So that's how I am reducing my complete bill of my charging if I try to charge at the static using this static application. So during my trip there was a platform fee applicable. That is the reason like every time I'm like paying extra 300. Recently they have introduced that there is no platform fee, 0 platform fees. So they have introduced after my trip. They could have done before. I would have saved close to like 200 rupees at least if they introduced that before, but they did not do that. But anyway, but overall using this static app, the charging will start pretty quickly. Yeah. And in the static application, mostly we'll be able to see exactly what speed it is charging. Okay. And right now you can see 716 is the time and 11% is the battery. This is the 30 kilowatt charger. Wantedly I have selected the 30 kilowatt because I do need a break, and I'll try to have the breakfast, and I'm going to fresh up. I'm going to use same like in the petrol station restroom, like washrooms only. I know they are not that clean. I just need like just brush and the face wash, and then I'm going to use I'm going to have my breakfast at that time. After having breakfast, I'll sleep for half an hour, and then again I'll try to Sambar of Tamil Nadu, yeah. And meanwhile, I can monitor the charging speed also at the same time. So there's a kind of another thing you can do it. So after a long time, I had the Tamil Nadu Sambar. It's been like more than 10 years, I think. Yeah, it's been more than 10 years. So I did my bachelor's in the Tamil Nadu only. That's the reason. So at that time, I used to have like every day. So I think right now still I got some more time left because the charging did not like completely fill at this moment. So now I'm going to take some rest, take some nap at this moment. So this is what I do sometimes. I have to select like 30 kilowatts charger. Sometimes I select 60 kilowatt charger based on my rest thing. So it's charged only like 60% only, not bad. Not much, it charged. So using the 30 kilowatts, for every 1 minute, only 1% will charge most of the time. 1% and 1.5%, not much. If you're trying to use a 30 kilowatt charger. So that's a kind of disadvantage. But still, if you want to take a rest, you can actually take a rest. So whenever you're trying to stop for the charging point, make sure to check whether there are any kind of restaurants next to the charging location or not in the Google Maps before you select the charging point.
Efficient గా డ్రైవింగ్ ఎలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అలాగే ఎఫిషియెంట్ గా మనం చార్జింగ్ పాయింట్స్ కూడా తెలుసుకోవడం అదే ఇంపార్టెంట్ అంటే ఎక్కడ తక్కువ ప్రైస్ అని చెప్పేసి ప్రస్తుతం నేను ఇక్కడ BPCL ఉన్నా కదా
సో you won't feel kind of time wasting. So if you're stopping for the morning breakfast one time,
14 rupees
and
per
afternoon
unit.
one time, and
So
the snacks evening and the dinner one time. So all this is how you try to plan every stop near the charging point in long journeys. So the time will not get wasted for you. So this is one thing. Like one tip you should definitely follow in the long distance traveling. Always choose like this. So otherwise you will definitely feel a lot of time is getting wasted. So if you try to
2600 kilometers. నేను పర్టికులర్లీ ఈ డ్రైవ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవడం ద్వారా
like when there is no restaurant nearby.
1500
So
రూపీస్
in case of emergency it's fine. If you don't want to have anything is also fine.
Just imagine.
At that time it's okay.
So అందుకే
if you want to have the breakfast, if you're looking for charging station,
సో ఇంకా ఫుడ్ రెస్టారెంట్స్ అంటారా నేను ఒక్కనే సోలో.
So suddenly the charger has been disconnected all of a sudden. I'm not sure what the reason is exactly, and yeah, all of a sudden it got disconnected randomly. Yes. So in the static application, I got a message saying that charging has been stopped. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the like eDrive application. There I'm going to check the status. Is it online or is it kind of offline or faulted? We'll try to check, because sometimes due to kind of power cut, there might be this kind of issues happening, and it's showing like faulted in the eDrive application. But now I'm going to try again from the static. So let's see. So always be prepared for this kind of scenarios if you're like traveling for the long trips in the EV car. So especially, and right now I'm trying to charge the car using again charging like static application only. I have selected. Now it showed like available in the static application, and now again I am going to initiate the charge, 30 kilowatts charger. So next, so right now we don't need like that much 100% charge. So I'm going to enter the manual amount, how much I need to charge. So just entering around like 200 rupees, not much. Since the like per unit price in this location is like only 14 rupees, so you don't need much money at this location to spend. So roll, I've activated again. So let's see whether this time it will start or not. And I can hear the sound coming up. Yep. And in the car also we should be able to see it's kind of charging. Let's see. So my goal most of the time is to like charge 80 to 85% and start again. That is what my most of the time like my target would be there, not like 100%, unless and until like if there is no charging stations, only then I'll try to charge till 100%. Otherwise I'll try to charge till 80 to 85 max I'll try to charge. Because for every 1% I can travel 4 kilometers. So that extra 5% will give me 20 kilometers. So right now the charging has been started again. It's like 47% only. It charged So still there is like a lot of time for me to take a nap. And there has been like one other person who wants to try his car whether charging or not. So I disconnected my car and helped him to charge his car just to check, because in the other like petrol station his car did not support the e-drive charging point. So you want to make sure that this location is supporting. So I disconnected mine and again started the charging everything. So finally complete trip has been like charging has been done at this moment. And I did set the second third charging point around like 234 kilometers only, which is not too far. Right now still I got range of like 287 296 in the eco mode 305 range. And right now I'm going to use the AC and drive. So most of the times, like in the night to morning time, I'll not turn on the AC much. Even if I turn on, I'll keep it like 26-25 degrees Celsius most of the time. That is what I do keep until Hyderabad, like 730 kilometers. So 730 kilometers right now, it's not possible to go in one stretch. So that is the reason I'm trying to divide into two different stops. So even I am managing those stops in such a way that I can go with the full speed and I can still have some kind of range without any kind of range anxiety. So that's why I selected next stop near the after Bengaluru, Bagepalli. That location I have selected. From there again to Kurnool. The only thing is that in the Bangalore there will be traffic at the time when I go. There will be a lot of traffic that can be expected in the Bengaluru. Yeah. The other car was like Mahindra XUV, like I think EXU 400 electric car. Yeah. XUV 400 electric car. Yeah. So he had a trouble in the other charging point. So that's the reason you want to make sure it's working. But overall, 219 kilometers for our next charging point, which is the third charging stop we are going right now. And still I got like range 259 kilometers. AC is on also during this time of testing. So far it's kind of pretty good. So a lot of like not much buffer we got, little bit buffer we got in the overall distance to cover and the range. So this is a quick update. So after the charging point 2. And from NH44 I need to change to NH8, I think 84, I think. Yeah, from there, slightly there is a change in the national highway at this moment. So which will decrease some distance if I try to select this particular route. And this is what efficiently I try to drive most of the time. When there is a downhill, I'll try to leave the acceleration. I'll not accelerate much. So right now, if I try to observe, I'm not accelerating much at this moment, but still the speed maintaining like 70, not bad. From 80, it came to 76. So slowly it's decreasing one by one, as you can see. And even when if I want to give the acceleration, I'll try to give very gradual, like very, very less intense, not much. Very slowly, I'll try to increase the acceleration as well. Keeping the green bar very slow, as you can see, how much low it is, the green bar. So that is what I'll try to maintain in terms of the green bar most of the times in my trips. So if I maintain the low green bar only, I'll be able to achieve this kind of higher range in my driving. Otherwise, I would have not got this kind of high range. So we have to see how the traffic in the Bangalore will be there. And in the stop 2, we charged till 81%, from 11% to 81% only. And the amount was like 433 rupees only. And there is a static discount available, 65 rupees off I got. So overall like 10% instant discount plus 5% cashback I'll be getting using the static application. And after having the breakfast, I did sleep close to like 45 minutes. I did spend more time at the time. But overall we started with the 81% from the stop 2. We got in the battery level, that is what started. And sometimes the Android autoplay is kind of disconnecting, I did notice. And since there's a route diversion, I had to take some kind of off-roading. Yeah. So I'm following the traffic which is in front of me only to take this kind of shortcut by trusting them. But I was not sure this road gonna be completely like this. Yeah, because this is my first time coming, right? So that's the reason I trusted them and I'm just following them. So, but the route is kind of completely kind of like off-roading experience. But the suspensions are really good in this TATA Punch EV, which I particularly like. So even when there are certain like speed breakers or when there's this kind of off-roading experience, the suspensions are really good. So I'm kind of comfortable in this TATA Punch EV. So finally the off-roading has been ended. So let's see whether the TATA Punch EV can climb the steep properly or not with the eco mode. So right now I'm trying to use only the eco mode in my complete journey. So only while overtaking I'm trying to use the sports mode. Okay. So and you can see the range still I got like 252 kilometers range. 62 kilometers we have traveled so far. 62 kilometers, and from 81% right now it's 61%. In 20% we traveled only 62 kilometers because there is slightly kind of uphill is there. That is the reason we have slightly used more energy. Normally with the 20% I would have gone close to like 80 kilometers, 85. So far from Kanyakumari we have traveled 596 kilometers from Kanyakumari to till now. And efficiency is like 101 efficiency whatever, which is pretty good and decent enough efficiency we are getting.
So finally we have reached Bengaluru after traveling close to 660 kilometers from Kanyakumari, non-stop driving in the TATA Punch EV. So drive was continuously with the 2 charging stops on the way. This is a trip from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad I'm trying to travel, and right now I'm in the Bengaluru. So still I got 600 kilometers more distance to travel till Hyderabad, and I'm going to use 2 charging stops right now. So total 4 charging stops from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad. So these are actually planned regarding the charging stops. And actually we can do with the 3 charging stops as well, but I wanted to take in the extra charging stop for the rest. So because it's been like 24 hours continuously driving, right? So you need some sleep. So that's the reason I thought of using that extra charging stop and selecting with the 30 kilowatt only. So 30 kilowatt, not 60, not 120, only using 30 kilowatt. So most of the time, so I can take proper rest of 1 hour properly, completely, while the car gets charged. So finally I have reached third charging stop for today, which is SPCL charging stop. And after driving like 230 kilometers, I thought of giving like 5 minutes of break for the car. So just to cool down. So because I did travel a long distance, right, like more than 200 kilometers. So that's what I do every time I travel like 200 or 300 kilometers. I wait for 5 to 10 minutes of time just for the car to like slightly cool down, because it's kind of a lot of heat even outside also. Temperature is really high. So that's the reason why. And right now I'm in the static. By using static we can actually book this one as well, HP. Let me to try. This one is available, but this is like 15 kilowatt. That is like very slow. Let's see. Let's try to charge here, or maybe TATA EV charger. That's fine. Let's charge with the slow charger itself. Let's try to charge. Yeah.
So at the location there was another car which is charging at this moment. So because of that, the speed is kind of splitting between the both cars. So I'm going to show you exactly what speed I'm getting at this moment. So since both cars are charging, so I'm trying to select my car and show you the result. It's kind of close to 29 kilowatts I'm getting the power. And the other car is kind of almost charged. It's getting like 4 kilowatts charger. It's close to 84 SOC. So I think when the other car stops complete charging, I'm gonna get slightly more speed at this moment. That's what I'm expecting, but still I got a lot of time to take rest and nap as well. So that's what I'm going to do at this moment, take some rest, since I'm like driving non-stop from Kanyakumari. And since there is no shade, so I thought of using my shade which I got, window shade. So I'm going to use that right now. So finally I got chance to use, this is my first time, so using this one as well. So I wish they could have like implemented like some kind of at least small shade for one car, so for the EV charging stations, or at least a tree, so something there should be kind of shade. That's what I do wish, because if the people are waiting in the car, it will be really hot. You can turn on the AC as well while charging the car, but I would not do that because that will slow down the charging speed and the time of journey. And right now the charging has been completed, and the total cost I spent here 450 rupees to charge. So I did not charge much. I charged till only like 78%, 78% only I have charged, because the next charging point will be around like close to 250 kilometers only, like 260 kilometers next charging point. And the range is 257 with the full region and in the eco mode and in the AC on. Okay, with the AC off, I'm gonna get like 292 kilometers. But since right now the temperature is very high, I'm going to use the AC and I'm going to drive it. Okay, because I do know the range will always increase with efficiency. Right now after driving 100 kilometers, you can see still I got 214 kilometers of range left 100 kilometers later from the charging station, as you can clearly see. And 54% of the battery which I got, from 77 it dropped to 54 with this 100 kilometers of stretch. So that's what normally I do. Like if you drive efficiently, you're gonna get really good results. I'm trying to use AC only during this time of testing. Continuous AC is on, I did not turn off. So definitely we're gonna reach the charging station 4 right now, which is in the Kurnool. So the third stop was Bagepalli, the location. And still we got like 160 kilometers of distance, and now the range is like 213 kilometers. So you can see the gap has been increased more than 50 kilometers, the buffer between the both. The map, destination and the range in the car, 50 kilometers buffer we got right now, which is pretty good and sufficient, I would say, for that kind of buffer.
So just now we have crossed 1000 kilometers from Kanyakumari, as you can see, 1000 kilometers, and still we got like 22 kilometers for the charging station, and for the Hyderabad like around 260 kilometers plus 30-40 kilometers outer ring road distance. So around like 300 kilometers still more I have to travel. So yeah, so just now started to increase the speeds also, because anyway we are like close to the charging station, so I thought of like increasing a little bit kind of speeds. So that's why I'm maintaining like 80 speeds, 85 speeds at this moment. So just now I reached 261 kilometers after traveling from third stop to fourth stop. 10% is the battery right now, as you can see, 10% is the charging, and right now I'm at the HP. So let me to turn off the car and open the charger, and let's try to charge. Yeah, I'm charging.
So finally it's time to charge. So in the HPCL, the price per unit is like 15 rupees per unit, and from 10% I'm going to charge till like 80%, because from this Kurnool location to my home, so it will be around like 270 kilometers, because I'm trying to use the outer ring road, so that will add extra 30 to 40 kilometers of the distance in my trip. So that is how I'm actually planning at this moment. Right now the time is like 6:58, close to like 7 p.m. So this is gonna take some time to charge, and the speed is increasing little by little, I can see right now. So initially we got like 29 kilowatts right now we are getting, but overall the speed will increase eventually. And you can see the cost total 497 rupees, and the time also displayed. Total time spent here like close to 40 minutes of time spent. 11% to 86% charged in 40 minutes of time. I'm just now done with the charging, and I get my destination and the battery charger to 85%. So 282 kilometers of the range is displaying so far, not bad. And from Kurnool it's a direct to my home, so there is no other fifth stop. So I'm going to use this outer ring road and take the route. So that's going to increase slightly the distance. So far like 270, 280 we can estimate the distance.
So continuously I've been driving the Tata Punch EV for 24 hours of time, and this is the distance how much I have covered, 1064 kilometers from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad I'm trying to go, and still I got 239 kilometers to cover distance for today. As you can see, it's been kind of definitely epic journey, I would say, non-stop driving for 24 hours and obviously I will be stopping for the charging stops, but the charging stops are like close to like 4 charging stops, not many, 4 only. So with 4 charging stops, so just now we crossed Kurnool and we are going to Hyderabad, 238 kilometers. So during this 1000 kilometers of time, did the Tata Punch create any problem? It didn't create any kind of issues, and it's performing exactly same as it is. And all the charging stops mostly I selected out of 4. I think 3 charging stops were 30 kilowatts. So yeah, I selected so in such a way that I can actually take a nap and sleep properly for a couple of hours, like 1 or 2 hours of time. That's how I planned my trip, this kind of long journey, non-stop driving. Yeah, non-stop. I was constantly driving the Tata Punch EV, charge, sleep and travel, charge, sleep and travel. That's it. So and the nearby restaurants I did cover like breakfast and lunch. So yeah, snacks. So mostly I've used the BPCL charging stations. Because of that I did save some money. So because 15 rupees per unit price, that is the lowest I've seen in my route. So this from the Kanyakumari to Hyderabad, so far 1000 kilometers. It's really very good. 24 hours of time with the EV car. Definitely that's a good, I would say. So I did do the night journey and the day journey, both I have covered in this 24 hours of span. Like yesterday night around like 8 o'clock I started from Kanyakumari exactly, and after that the Madurai stop was there for the first charging stop, and then Dharmapuri, and then I think after Bangalore one stop is there before Anantapur, and now Kurnool. Yeah, that's how I planned, and my speeds did not exceed like 90 or 85, I would say. So maximum I went with the speeds of like 65 to 75. So this is the average speed I have maintained on the highway NH44, like 65 to 75. So this is the perfect speed or spot to get really very good efficiency in the Tata Punch EV. That's what I do feel. So that's the reason I'm trying to maintain that kind of constant speeds only most of the time, 65 to 75. Because of the small battery pack, if you want to get more range out of this, you need to do some kind of tactics. So that is what it is. So 65 to 75 speed. And the night throw also was really good. The light throw, yeah, it's excellent. No issues with the light also. High beam and low beam, everything is fantastic. Even the night driving experience was really good. And after the 1000 kilometers of driving, my comfort is kind of okay, not bad. Even the seating position and everything was kind of good. It could have been better regarding the ventilated seats, like slightly better, more like stronger. But it's another thing which I noticed. So apart from that, nothing much major complaints about the driving and everything about the Tata Punch EV after driving close like 1000 kilometers of distance. So it started to rain slightly more at this moment. So I'm about to reach Hyderabad in 2 hours and 40 minutes of time, as you can see. And so far we traveled from Kanyakumari about 1139 kilometers we travel so far from Kanyakumari. And just now it started to rain heavily. So still we got like 128 kilometers to cover, not bad. Yeah.
So this will be the last tour for today. So there will be another toll which is outer ring road toll, but the national highway NH toll, this will be the last one. So far total number of tolls in the journey, I think close to 19 tolls, 18 to 19 tolls, like complete journey from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad. So since I got the annual pass, it's kind of lot of saving the money for round trip. And just now I'm entering the outer ring road right now. And from here the distance will be around like 70-80 kilometers more. You can see 74 kilometers of the distance, 1 hour to go, and still I got range, lot of range, and the battery also pretty sufficient enough, no problem. And right now I'm going to drain the battery on this outer ring road. Like I'll try to go at the speeds of like 80, 90, 100. Since this outer ring road we can go like 120 maximum speed. So I'm going to do that battery draining test since I have to charge with a slow charger after going home, so I thought of like draining the battery a little bit more. And right now 200 kilometers we traveled from the Kurnool charging station. Right now the battery is like 32%. We started with the 85% from the stop 4, and right now 200 kilometers we travel. Not bad. So close to like 53% battery drain for 200 kilometers of the distance. So finally we are about to exit outer ring road, and speeds I did maintain like 99, 100 during this test. So constant speeds 100 I did maintain. So without compromising the speeds I did maintain during this journey. You can see the speeds also really high, like not high, 98, which is like basic the 120 speed. So I am going at like 100. So this is a complete journey from Kanyakumari, and finally we are exiting the toll outer ring road, and in the next 10 kilometers we're gonna reach the destination. And finally I have reached the home. So overall, these are trip readings completely from Kanyakumari to Hyderabad, non-stop driving 1006 kilometers. Time is around like 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. We started at 8 p.m. yesterday night, 8 p.m. Total like 28 hours of journey, which including 4 charging stops. And you can see the efficiency is 104 efficiency watt hour, which is close to 400 kilometers of the range estimated based on that efficiency figures. I'll try to break down the complete cost related things in the next upcoming videos. So I'm going to unpack everything from the car, and I'm going to take a nap, proper sleep at this moment after long stretch continuously in the EV car.